Hey guys, Valaris here. Today we're going to be doing a detailed breakdown of some Master Yi gameplay from Sinerias, a Master Yi one-trick on the EUS ladder that recently managed to hit rank 1. I don't think this has ever happened before. He's completely disproven the common belief that Master Yi is not a viable high elo jungler. This guy's completely decimated the EUS ladder. Now the game we're going to take a look at is the game that he won to hit rank 1. We have some pretty weird comps this game, with Orianna versus Swain top, so I would expect him just to path down to the bot side here. Swain not very reliable prior to level 6, and Pyke gonna have really easy gank setup for him. Hecarim, on the other hand, doesn't really have good gank setup from either side lane. I would just path top the bot here as Hecarim and play to counter gank the Master Yi. But I would actually expect this Hecarim to be starting on the Raptors just because there's a very popular Hecarim path that started recently from, I think, either Dantes or Tarzan, where you go Raptors red into Krugs, recall for tier, and rush Manamune as your first item. So a lot of high-low Hecarim players have been doing this basically every single game, so I think Hecarim wouldn't be surprised to see him starting on either side this game. Master Yi starting on the red buff leashless as expected. Do notice that he hasn't swapped over to the sweeping lens. Because of the recent cooldown changes to the yellow trinket and red trinket, a lot of high elo junglers have been sitting on yellow trinket for a little while and swapping to sweeper a little bit later. Now notice he's not smiting the red buff at level 1, he smites the Krugs instead. This is just a quirk of Master Yi. Most champions you smite the red buff just to get to level 2 faster, but because of how your Q cooldown works out on Yi, if you're starting leashless, always smite the Krugs instead. Now, taking a look at the lanes, pretty neutral top. Grag is kind of bullying Qiyana mid. And Pyke actually going down level 1 down in the bot lane. Loses his smite, his flash as well, so going to be a little bit harder to gank the bot lane now. Master Yi on the Raptors. Now, Sinerias does like to gank mid at level 3 if there's something available, but it looks like nothing here because Grag is pushing up. Qiyana's still quite healthy, so I would expect him just to clear down to the bot side. I don't think he's going to go for any kind of invade since we didn't get any vision on Hecarim level 1. We don't know where he started. Takes W at level 3, heals up before the wolf camp real quick, and he's probably just going to keep full clearing down over to the bot side. Mid lane actually getting a little volatile here, and Twitch somehow got Prio 1v2. There's actually a pretty generous slow push coming into the enemy bot here, and Karthus is half HP, so we could also look for a dive down in the bot lane. I think here, I would actually skip Gromp to move bot here, because if Hecarim started topside, Hecarim clears faster than Master Yi, he could go for a gank down on the bot lane if he started blue here. And if he paths from bot to top, then you have a free dive angle onto the Karthus here. So yeah, Yi actually really smartly skipping the Gromp here, pathing down for a dive. W's in the bush to heal up the full, and we don't see Hecarim here. He would be here by this timer if he started topside, so this should be a free dive. Okay, Pyke going in first, stuns up the Karthus. Master Yi actually DPSing the Milio here. Flash from Milio. Autos flashes out. Does he get him? Wow. 2-0. Extremely clean dive here. Nice job. Here we have confirmation that Hecarim's on the top side of the map because he didn't show up for the spot play. So you should be pinging your top side here to play safe. Gragas should be leaning bot. Swain shouldn't be doing anything too crazy. So Master Yi gonna pick up the Scuttle Crab here, and actually taking a recall instead of taking the Gromp. I think this is really smart. Let's take a look at his gold. 1600. So he has enough to pick up Noon Quiver and Boots perfectly. He doesn't need this Gromp camp. It won't get him to another item. And because he went for the bot gank, right, he's a little bit off tempo relative to if he just full cleared into Crab. So this way, he's back on Krugs on respawn. If you took the Gromp here, Hecarim could maybe take your Krugs and wrap the respawn by the time you get back to the top side. So I think this is a really smart skip. This way, he's just going to be able to cleanly full clear back down to the bot side, maybe force a Drake on spawn since Hecarim should be on top side clearing his Wolf and Gromp respawns. He does look to be pinging towards top here, maybe thinking about a dive onto the Ori. Hecarim should be bot side, we saw him crossing through mid. Ori is still quite healthy, but she doesn't really have defensive tools prior to level 6, so maybe this is possible. He has Noon Quiver. Okay, he is coming in. Swain hits a really nice route that should be a kill onto Ori. Nice. And he's out cleanly. Nice dive. Qiyana still showing mid. Hecarim should be bot side, so there shouldn't be anyone that's able to kill him here. Now, where does he go after recall? I think this is quite a similar situation to the first dive, actually, where he skipped the Gromp in order to recover tempo and go to his top side right away. I think here you have the option of going to Raptors and clearing down, but you also have the option of just rushing back to the bot side and skipping the Raptors to recover tempo, essentially, to make sure Hecarim can't take your bot side, can't go for Drake. And yeah, looks like that's what he's doing here. He's actually skipping out his raptors and coming straight down. And he finds Hecarim on his wolves. Alright. Gragas actually chasing in here. Maybe they can turn this. Hecarim ghosting. Man, he has no items. It's just a tier. I think this is going to be a wipe. Gragas still has flash. Trader flashes, but Qiyana does go down. And that should just be a free Drake for Master Yi. I do actually think he has the option of invading Hecarim's topside respawns here as well, since Hecarim was so low. So either Hecarim recalls and you just take his topside, or you just go invade him and push him off, since his mid laner can't come to help, right? But Master Yi deciding to go for the Drake, I'm not going to complain about this. Drake stacking is just so reliable, right? You force soul point, put the game away quickly. But just do note that you do have the option of invading Hecarim here, putting him even further behind. Okay, Master Yi picking up the Drake. He has only 300 gold, but maybe a dive on bot. Looks like his bot lane wants to recall. So Master Yi just recalling as well. Swain solo killing the Ori on the top side. So the game looking really, really nice so far. And Yi just going to go clear his top side respawns here. Okay. Swain, I think... actually, he's probably fine pushing this out. Hecarim was really chunky. He didn't have items, so he shouldn't have any kill threat onto the Swain here. So Swain should be totally fine. Yi just going to clear, and I think probably just going to play for the Herald around 8 minutes. Clear out his top side, and then maybe make a play on top. That being said, sometimes it's actually kind of nice to delay the Herald a little bit and just clear back down to the bot side if you cleared top to bot, because your Blue and Gromp come up around the same time as the Herald. If the enemy jungler can't rush Herald, of course. That's weird. Hecarim actually invaded Yi without purchasing... I guess he did his topside into Yi's topside. That's really weird. He took the Raptors. Okay, I'm actually going to pause the video here real quick. And I want you guys to think about what you do from this position. I'm going to show you the game state. These are the items. This is the top lane state. This is the mid lane state. And this is the bot lane state. And I want you to take a moment to think about what you do here as Master Yi. I think the correct answer is you just go invade Hecarim on bot side. Because he showed in your jungle, that means what he did is he cleared his top side and then invaded you top instead of clearing top to bot. So his bot side respawn should be up/coming up. You are winning as a jungler, your mid is winning, your bot is winning, so this is a really, really free invade angle down onto the Hecarim. You don't really... I would expect some people would have answered go for a top gank into Herald, but I think that's incorrect here. The wave is neutral, Ori has no reason to really walk up, and even if Swain pushes in, it's going to be a little bit difficult to dive. I think they could absolutely kill the Orianna, but Swain just solo killed her. He hasn't recalled, he doesn't have ultimate, which means if you dive, you're going to get chunked out. Which means even if you have a successful kill onto the Orianna, you're going to be too low to force the Herald. You're going to have to recall, and Hecarim can maybe take the Herald, right? So because there's no significant wave top, I think it's much better to just invade the Hecarim on bot side, punish him for his really, really, really strange pathing. Oh, and it looks like that's what Master Yi is doing, coming down to the bot side. Nice invade here. Pyke actually going on to Qiyana mid, and yeah, there's no way Hecarim's going to be able to contest anymore. Really, really nice. So I think you can just take the Raptors, take the red, and then cross over for the Herald here. Nice. Okay. There actually may even be a dive angle onto the bot lane. Pyke seems to be going for this. Karth is clearing it out, but Hecarim is here to stop it. Okay. Anything gonna happen? No. I actually think Pyke made a mistake here. Alright? If we rewind a little bit, when you have this kind of situation where your bot is pushing in, you have two options. One is you cross over for a dive. Number two is you use the tempo advantage to go for the invade, right? Because Karthus is pinned under turret, he can't go help, whereas Twitch can go help right away. The reason I think diving here is a mistake is because where else is Hecarim going to be, right? He clearly took a recall after this, he had no items, his top side is cleared, he has to come to the bot side, so he's going to be here to cover this dive. So if you simply get your dive countered, you wasted your time. So I actually think what Pyke did here was a mistake. He should just walk with the Master Yi and take the red buff away. There's no counterplay to that. Okay, and this way, Master Yi actually doesn't end up taking away the Hecarim's red buff because of the Pyke. I think the other option is Pyke threatens the dive, which forces Hecarim to come respond to it, and then Master Yi just stays on the red buff, right? I think either one of those would have worked. In this case, they took the one answer where he doesn't come away with Hecarim's red buff, unfortunately. But I would expect him just to kind of clear over to the top side here, and push in for this Herald. Hecarim showing up on vision, maybe a gank down on bot. Yi coming in for the counter, flashes out, and Hecarim's dead. This champ is just so useless after he ults in. He has no way out. Okay, there goes Hecarim. Nicely done. This game is looking so won. 5k gold lead already. He's actually going in for a dive onto the Milio here. Flashes in. Pike going down. I actually don't think this was worth it, if I'm being completely honest. It's just a Milio, right? You can just push the wave, recall, and go for the Herald. He actually staying to help push this in. I think, how much is Kraken? 1500? He's taking all the CS, so I think he may be going for Kraken here. The one problem with this is that he's delayed now. Hecarim sees him staying on the bot side extended, so Hecarim could maybe rush the Herald. Yeah, he has... Okay, perfect Kraken purchase. So what I would do here is I would be pinging my Pike and Gragas to go check Herald right now, because I don't want to give that away for free. Yeah, okay, Hecarim's so fucked here, right? Like, Kiana goes down, Pike can just go check the Herald now. There's no counterplay for the Hecarim, unfortunately. So here, I think you just rush the Herald, and if Hecarim's there, you push him off, and then maybe go invade his topside respawns. What? What did Pike do? Okay, Pike is kind of trolling here. He should be checking for the Herald because Hecarim came out to the top side first. This is really troll from the Pike. I think as a jungler, you should be leading your support, right? Because if you're not playing in really high elo, then you shouldn't expect your support to know what to do. So you should ping the support either way, but in this case, I think the Pike should have known to go check that Herald. Master Yi, I actually think, shouldn't have taken these topside camps. He should be rushing for the Herald. And if Hecarim's there, you just take the Herald, push the Hecarim off, and then maybe go invade his topside. If Hecarim was just taking his topside, then you get the Herald for free. And then you can just maybe go drop Herald mid, it's already only at 3 plates left, and then go invade Hecarim on the bot side again. So I actually think the tempo is a little bit delayed here because Yi took the Krugs and Raptors. I think Pike and Yi probably should have just beelined for the Herald after the Kiana went down mid. Because you can see here, Hecarim's going to be able to take his bot side now, and I don't think he should be allowed to. The game tempo would just be so much cleaner. We would be heralding mid right now, take the mid turret, and then we play into bot jungle control in time for the dragon, right? And then we swing the bot jungle control into bot lane tower as well. And Hecarim would just be completely perma-denied of all of his camps. He has no chance of catching up. Now, I think the game's pretty done either way, so they're probably relaxing a little bit here, but yeah. You can see Hecarim's actually allowed a little bit of counterplay here, taking the bot side and getting a play option when I don't think he should ever be allowed this. Does he manage to pick up the Pike? If he does, maybe they have a chance of coming back into this. Nope, super annoying champion, able to get out. And I think Master Yi is just going to be able to pick up everybody here. Oh, Milio Q hits him. Milio Q is so annoying. I've never been so annoyed by an ability. I think it's balanced, but it's just really annoying. Alright, here goes Master Yi. And actually, he just Q'd to the minion, not continuing the dive. Okay. Nice and structured, coming over for the Drake, and I would honestly expect blue team to be FFing soon. This E is just way too far ahead. Actually, Kiana able to pick up the Gragas here. Pike is on reset. They're pinging for the Drake. They may be looking for a contest here. If they're able to shut down the Yi, that would be really massive. Here comes Hecarim. Yi Qs. Hecarim's E times out. Does manage to pick up the Drake. Here comes Kiana. Qs in. Casual 1v2. Just Master Yi things. Nice job, Sinerias. And probably just going to take a recall, clear out his top side, and then go for invades on the Hecarim again. Let's fast forward a little bit. Yep, here we are. And by this point in the game, when you're ahead like this, just be careful not to spend too much time in your own jungle. There's a tendency on these farm junglers like Udyr, Hecarim to kind of go, oh, I want my 10 CS per minute, right? So all my camps are up, I'm going to full clear back to the bot side, right? Or full clear top bot to top. If you take your foot off the gas pedal like that when your teammates are pushing, they're going to die, right? Because you're going to be all the way back here. Your teammates are going to be up here. The enemy's jungler is going to gank and kill them. And then he's going to get their bounties. He's going to get lots of kill EXP. And the game can swing really quickly. If your team is pushing up, you should be pushing up with them on the map. You should always have almost like a parallel line between you and your teammates. If your teammates are dropping back, that's time for you to drop back, take your recall, farm your camps. When your teammates are pushing forward, push forward with them. Use their prio to invade, and then use their push to dive, right? So nice and clean. And Master Yi just going to kill everybody here. It's just a nice formulaic structure, right? When you have a lead, what a lead represents for laners is lane control. Lane control means they get the push. When they get push, you have a tempo advantage because the enemy has to clean up the wave at turret, which means your laners can move first. You can go into the jungle, put down some jungle control, right? Put down some vision, clear out the enemy vision. You can control the enemy jungle camps, suffocate out the enemy jungler, right? And then if the enemies try to rotate through that area, they're walking through vision. You've cleared the whole area out. You can just pick them off in their jungle. By picking them off in their jungle, you get free objectives. If they don't rotate through the jungle, that means your team gets to rotate through. The enemy team doesn't get to rotate through. So who reaches objectives first, right? If your team is pushing mid and you have one guy pushing bot, who reaches bot first? If your team's allowed to walk straight through the jungle and the enemy team has to walk like this, of course your team, right? And that's just the structure behind how you end games. You play off of your teammates' push to get jungle control. You play off the jungle control to secure objectives by being able to cut off enemy rotations. So don't be that greedy jungler that just keeps full clearing, keeps full clearing, keeps full clearing. That's how you throw games because, you know, your team's just going to die to ganks while you're doing that. So would expect enemy teams to just kind of FF here. This is looking really, really over. So I'll fast forward and probably just going to be 15, 16-minute FF here. No, are they actually playing this out? I don't see any hope for them. Oh, there it is. Yeah, and that's rank 1 Master Yi, 11-0-2, a complete shutout here. If you want to see more of Sinerias' gameplay, he does stream on Twitch, I think, pretty much every day, and he also has a YouTube channel, so go ahead and follow him. He makes some pretty great educational content. That's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like, subscribe, drop a comment down below on what champion you'd like to see next or what player you'd like to see next, and I'll see you guys next time.